a star in sight. He was born with no light in his eyes.
Welcome back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you.
Just in case.
Folks, we have a special guest in studio with us today. His name is Randon Neeley. Randon Neeley is a rising Kentucky folk artist whose captivating sound weaves together heartfelt lyrics and soulful melodies. He is currently a student at Eastern Kentucky University. Randon's passion for music is matched only by his commitment to his education and community. His music has a deeply personal quality, reflecting the unique blend of Kentucky's rich musical traditions and his own creative spirit. Randon's latest EP, released on Valentine's Day, features 5 original tracks and a poem, with production by the talented Austin Jones. This new release marks an exciting chapter in his musical journey, showcasing a maturity in his songwriting and performance. In addition to his music, Randon is being featured in an upcoming documentary created by a fellow EKU student as part of a graduate project focusing on local music. The documentary will explore the vibrant scene of Kentucky's folk music with Randon as a key subject. This partnership highlights the growing recognition of his artistic voice in the region, setting the stage for an even brighter future in music. And folks, I will be bringing him in studio, but before I do that, I would like to take Off the Cuff's Song of the Week with Randon Neeley taking the spotlight with this little ditty right here, Mountain Spill. We're going to play the song, and when we come back, we will be joined by Randon in studio. All right, folks, we are now ready to be joined by our special guest in studio, Mr. Randon Neeley. Randon, thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me, brother.
Oh, it's no problem at all. Now, listen, we met at the Lexington Music Awards just a couple of weeks ago. Did you have a good time?
I did. I was there supporting my boy Wesley Saylor. He was nominated for Pop Artist of the Year. And then after I seen you get your award, I was like, I need to talk to Adam. I need to find Adam somewhere.
Hey, man. Well, I'm glad that you did. Now, how do you know Wesley?
Wesley, me and him met at a studio in Red River Gorge, December of 23, I think. And then we started writing together. And then once I didn't start playing out until April of 24. So it hasn't even been a year yet for me.
Man.
So after that, I started gigging out a little bit in the summer, and I was like, Wes, you want to start taking some of these slots? And he was like, yeah. And then Wes asked me to start taking some of his slots. And I was like, yeah. And then ever since then, we just been ride or die.
Awesome. Pull that microphone a little bit closer to you if you don't care. I want to start with your latest project, your new EP. It was released on Valentine's Day.
Was.
What inspired you to release that EP on such a special day?
Well, is that too loud?
Not at all, no.
I got you. It honestly, I was really excited to get it out. I was very, very excited to get it out. I had been working on those songs all summer. I wrote a poem in June that inspired every song on it, like the poem at the start of the EP.
Everything come from the poem.
Yeah, everything came from that. So I wanted it to be kind of like a concept project. And honestly, I was thinking I would like to release all my music on a Friday just because that's when everybody's kind of winding down for the weekend. And then I seen Valentine's Day was on a Friday, and I already had a show booked at Hair of the Dog for that Valentine's Day. So I was like, we'll release it that day. We'll have a release party that night. And bing, bam, boom.
Yeah. Bing, bam, boom, yes. And it's definitely a day that stands out to a lot of people, so good marketing there. You worked with Austin Jones on producing the EP.
God.
What was that experience like, and how did his influence shape the sound of your album?
He's amazing. I love Austin so much. Austin, when he was Wes's producer first, and I got a hold of him when I realized I wanted to record this project. And I was like, hey, I know you don't normally do folk or more of like a country sound. And he asked me for my inspirations, listen to them thoroughly so he could get an idea of what I wanted, listen to everything that I wanted. Like I wanted it to feel like you were playing around a campfire. Like I want it to feel like a live production with just a little bit of mixing done.
I feel that too
Yeah.
when I listen to your sound.
Good.
It sounds like you're sitting by a campfire. So he asked you who some of your musical influence were. So share with us, who are some of your musical influences?
Jason Isbell is really big for me.
Okay.
Gregory Isakov is really big. Zach Bryan his like earlier stuff is really influential to mine. I've been listening to a lot of Bella White here lately, and I feel she's going to influence this next project even more. Just that sound that really, like the solo acoustic with a little bit of production is what I really enjoy.
So you are also, now correct me if I'm wrong, are you currently in college?
I am.
Okay,
yes.
I was going to say I got your bio completely wrong
No,
if
you're
that
okay.
was not the case. So as a college student, how do you balance your studies at EKU and all the while pursuing a music career? And has being in a university shaped you in your sound at all?
I would say it's definitely difficult. It definitely, you get handed a lot of things that you thought you could handle at first that kind of seemed to overweigh it. So I have to really find time to school's first always, but like I have to find time to put time into a song or put time into shows, and it can be difficult. I'm an English and history major.
Okay.
So I had never really got, like, I had read poetry my whole life but I never really got into it until I started having to study it.
So you're a double major. You got both of those majors?
Kinda. It's not listed as a double major.
Yeah.
It's just one major packed into one.
English and history.
Yeah.
What an interesting
I know.
smash.
That's what I thought. They introduced it in 2020.
Okay.
So it's fairly new. So I jumped on it pretty quick.
Well, so you let's talk about this documentary that you've got going on right now.
Yeah.
That's being made about you, and you currently got a little film crew
Yep.
in the studio. How did that come about, and what do you hope people will take away from this documentary project?
Yeah, my buddy Zach here, we've had
Yes.
class together before. His girlfriend works with me at our tutoring center because I work at a tutoring center on campus. And she came up to me and said, Zach's doing a project for his final for his senior year, and she was like, he wants to do something on local music, and he wants to know if he can follow you. And I was like, yeah, of course. So when was that, 2 weeks ago? About 2 weeks ago, yeah. And I was like, yeah, you can just tag along. You can just tag along to whatever we do for a while and see what comes of that. And I want it to show that in the local scene, there is obviously a lot that goes on behind the scenes, but you can only see so much. Like he can't look into my head and see exactly what's going on.
Right.
But he can see the antics me and Josh get into on the way, like on the way down here. We had a good time, and he'll be able to see, like, me and Josh will probably butt heads about something eventually, just because me and him are so dedicated to doing the right thing in both of our music productions. And I feel like that's crucial for people who want to get into the scene to see that it's not easy, but it's fun.
Yeah, you mentioned before we come on the air that you listened to one of my previous episodes talking about reality TV. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like sometimes you're on a reality show or you're shooting
sometimes,
one?
Yeah. Sometimes, like, I feel like most of the time I'm on an episode of The Office.
Yeah.
Like, I swear, I know it's not technically reality TV, but, like, it's like a spoof of reality TV.
Yeah, that show confused me so much when I was younger because I was like, what is this? Why are they acting like this? But it was a scripted, they were pretending like they were doing a reality show. Is that kind of how that was? Because I've never really watched The Office.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like the first season, they really did try to hide that it was just a spoof.
Yeah.
And then everybody caught on, and they're like, oh, we'll just play to it. So then they make the characters just insufferable when they need to be. And
now, do you have a release date for this documentary?
Zach? No.
Still work in progress?
Yeah.
All right, now I don't want to leave out, you got your brother here with you too, right?
He's not my biological brother.
Oh, okay.
But
When you said brother, I mean, I took it literal, but I feel that.
That's all right.
Now, what's your name?
My name's Josh.
All right, Josh. And you, you're not brothers, so explain your relationship.
Well, we actually kind of got together through a mutual friend. My girlfriend and him, they had a drama class together. Was it two semesters ago or something like that?
Yeah, it was the fall of 23.
And whenever me and my girlfriend Hannah got together, Randon just heard I made music and asked me if he if I wanted to play music on his EP, record a little lead guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. Now, you are actually going to be performing 2 songs for us today, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So what I would like to do is go ahead and let you play one.
Sounds good.
Tell us about the song we're about to hear right now.
All right. So this is the title track off that newest EP. This song's called People. I pretty much just wrote it about how crucial it is to remember that you need to enjoy the people around you. No matter what's going on, or no matter like how the world looks, it's always going to end up okay if you just value what you have going on.
I love it. All right, without any further ado, take it away, my friend. Live in studio performance.
I've been begging for a smile now, so come on and bare your teeth. Home's been vacant for a while now. They said it's time we let things be. I've been running out of page now. City lights just ain't for me. And you've been swearing any day now that God will come to set us free. I've been running for a while now. Think it's time they let us be. And every man, woman, and child now will tell you life ain't much for me. People counting down the days now till this land's no longer free. People focusing their gaze now on things much bigger than me. I think we all just ought to slow down, take 1 minute just to breathe, wrap ourselves around these ghost towns. They have more soul in them than me. I've been running for a while now. Think it's time they let us be. And every man, woman, and child now will tell you life ain't much for me. I see people care a lot now about their neighbor down the street, and people on the verge of breakdown have people standing at their feet. City music ain't so bad now. Folks are dancing in the street. Everybody lets their guard down. Maybe we'll one day be free. I've been running for a while now. Think it's time they let us be. And every man, woman, and child now will tell you life ain't much for me. I've been running for a while now. Think they'll finally let us be. When every man, woman, and child now can tell you life ain't hard on me.
Thank you, so much.
Yes, that was great. Now, I noticed you got some story in your music, and I want you to tell us, what role do you think storytelling just plays in your music? Are there any personal stories or experiences that you're especially proud of sharing through your songs?
Oh, yeah. Every one of them come from, like, something I've experienced. Like, we were talking about Where and Why, which was, like, my first studio release. That came from a story. It was pretty much just, I talked to some people about their growing up, and I heard, like, being from where I'm from, it's impoverished, mostly impoverished.
Where are you from?
I'm from Owsley County.
Okay, I'm from Knott County.
Oh, so you ain't too far.
Oh, dude, I know what you're talking about.
You know all about it.
I smell what you're stepping in.
Yeah. So a lot of people, I heard stories about people living in shacks until they were older, and then, like, not being able to get food. And it's pretty much, that song's just about, like, those stories. And the whole song builds up to the guy finally growing up and trying to move away, and then he can't. So the song's called Where and Why. It's like nobody can really find their where or their why in that situation. So,
you might be just kind of an in the moment guy, so this might be a difficult question for you. But after this EP, I'm kind of just curious, what's next for you after this EP? Do you have any plans for upcoming shows, new music, or any collaborations in the works?
Yeah. So I'm taking a little break from playing out just to focus on my schooling and just make sure I do everything the right way. And I'm still going to play out just a little bit. Next project probably won't be out until 26, like early 26, maybe early to mid 26. But I've started writing for that project.
Already began.
Yeah. So while nothing's really been tracked yet, it's in my head.
Now, as far as performing live, do you have any future dates scheduled for any live performances?
Yes, I've got 3 dates scheduled for the Red River Gorge Farmers Market, which is like one of my favorite places to play at.
Yeah, why is that?
It's just it's a fun atmosphere. It's outside. You get to be out in the weather, and
yeah,
the people are always so kind. The vendors will tip you stuff. Like, I got a sweatshirt tipped to me at the last one that I wear all the time.
Yeah, because there's nothing like free.
Yeah, exactly.
There's just something like about free. Yeah,
and I would do it all for free, and, like, I wouldn't play for music, I mean money. Mm-hmm. Like, I just enjoy meeting people and being able to stand on a stage, because years ago I would have loved to do. I didn't learn how to play the guitar until 22. So
that's fascinating. 22. So, and did you learn on your own? Did somebody teach you? Okay.
Yeah. I took lessons when I was like 8, but I mean it never clicked with me, and I put it down until I was 19, and then I picked it back up, and I bought a $180 guitar and started learning again on that, and we're here.
I mean, there you go, folks. So if anybody is listening at home right now and they're thinking, oh, I'm too old to learn how to play the guitar, you are never too old. 22 years old. That's pretty fascinating. So, being a Kentucky artist, what are some of the unique challenges and opportunities you face in the local music scene? Like, how do you stay motivated in the midst of those?
It can be hard, just because most of the time it's about meeting the right people to get booked at a venue. And I've had so many messages get read and then just never followed up, and then I would go to that venue and do an open mic or something and then get booked that night. So it's really about who you meet. And if I could tell anybody in the scene the best way to do it, it's just be vocal. Like, just let people know what you're interested in. And I feel like there's no shame in following up.
Yeah.
Like if somebody doesn't get to it the first time, maybe just remind them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just get back to them, and you may see it as annoying. I know I do, because I don't want to be annoying to anybody. But it's got me shows that I wouldn't have got prior.
Yeah.
So it's really important to just meet people and network and talk.
One thing I've learned, Randon, with networking is people sometimes they wonder how I get certain guests on the show. I've gotten a few names that you would have never imagined that have come on this show before, and people are like, how did you get them? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you'll be surprised what people will do if you just ask.
Exactly.
You have not because you ask not.
Exactly.
So you have to put yourself out there. You have to ask. You cannot be afraid. Mm-hmm. Even when you think they're going to tell you no,
Yeah.
Ask anyway.
Exactly.
What's the worst they can tell you? No.
Yep.
So, and before we get to this next in-studio performance, if you could collaborate with any artist locally or nationally, who would that be and why?
I would love to just write a song with Jason Isbell.
Okay.
I don't even know if I would need a collaboration. I would just like to sit down in a studio with him and just write something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Have you ever listened to him?
Man, I'm not really too familiar.
That's okay.
Do I need to put him on my playlist?
Yeah, it's okay. He wrote Cover Me Up, the Morgan Wallen cover.
Oh, okay.
So that's him.
So you enjoy songwriting almost, it sounds, just as much as performing.
So, yes.
Yeah.
I've been writing a lot more poetry here lately than I have songs. But writing is a very massive part of my day-to-day.
Do you ever go to any like poetry outings? And
I went to one with Zach one time,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, there was a poetry open mic, and I didn't read anything that day, but there was one in Richmond, and me and him went, and a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's interesting because everybody, it's people's stories really,
Yeah.
just in convoluted ways. So if you really look into something and you learn about that person, you can see like where it came from. It's pretty neat.
tell us about this next song you're about to play for us in studio.
This next song, I got big in the church a couple years ago.
Oh, amen.
Amen. Baptized on December 24th of 24-3.
Best decision, right?
It was amazing.
Yes.
It was it was 23. It was a great decision. But my preacher was really big in my life. We talked a lot. And I was on my way to play a show at Toad's, and he had called me like 4 times. And I didn't answer any of them, and like, because I was driving. And I was going through a lot at the time. And he was calling to get me to try and preach a sermon that Sunday after I figured it out. And I sat down and wrote this song kind of off of that because I felt bad because like I don't really go home that often, and I feel like I should. So that's the headspace I was in.
Now, is this song called Preacher?
It is.
All right.
It is.
All right. Well, take it away, my friend.
Thank you, buddy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
And the preacher called last Sunday while I was on the road, and we missed you at the service. I said I was too far from home, but it's just 1 hour to Owsley, and that's barely up the road. I'd rather listen to fire and brimstone than drown in the industry smoke. 'Cause I can't see the stars in the city, and I hardly go out at night, 'cause sidewalks ain't as pretty as that cross on the mountainside. Singing the words to a hymnal in a pew that I've been in once before, and just hoping to get through the service, praying I was made for more, 'cause they seem to like my music, and the outdoor sign says my name. Maybe one day they'll abuse it and talk about how much I've changed. 'Cause I can't see the stars in the city, and I hardly go out at night, 'cause sidewalks ain't as pretty as that cross on the mountainside. and take myself back home. Find me a seat in those church pews while my kids are out on the road. 'Cause they can't see the stars in the city, and they barely go out at night. They tell me sidewalks ain't as pretty as that cross on the mountainside. They tell me sidewalks ain't as pretty as that cross on the mountainside. Thank you so much.
Love it, man. I needed that today. That was a great one.
Thank you.
Because, amen, there is nothing but the blood of Jesus, right?
There's nothing.
So, hey, before we go, tell everybody where they can get more info from you and how they can find you on social.
Yeah, all my socials are Randon Neeley Music, except for my Facebook. My Facebook's just my name, but all my socials have a link tree in the bio.
Okay.
So if you can get to one of them, you can get to all of them. Like I said, I've got those. The only shows I really think I have booked out right now are the farmers market shows, and all those dates are on Facebook, I believe. Spotify, Apple. That new EP came out on Valentine's Day, like Adam said. I'm really grateful for you all. I forever will be. I'd love to make a better community here in Lexington.
You just made a friend in me.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah.
You made a friend in me, brother.
Well, dude, I really appreciate you being here, and all of you all for being here for that matter. This is now the time to wrap up the show for now, but we will be back same time, same place next Thursday from 4 to 5 right here on WLXU. You can follow me on social at The Adam Banks. You can follow the show on social at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks. We release new episodes every Thursday from 4 to 5 right here on WLXU 93.9 FM. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the King of Radio. I will catch you down the road.
Water did rise. Kept